Let us pray. What if I told you that at every Mass, you could ask God for anything? That's really what happens at the Let Us Pray. After the priest says, "Let us pray," there's a pause. That's actually your opportunity to ask. It helps if you think about this before you go to Mass. If all week long you could think about, if you could ask God at Sunday Mass for anything, what would you ask Him for? You're going to be ready so that when the priest says, "Let us pray," that's your chance to say, "God, this is what I want." It could be something that you need for yourself in your own life, or maybe you're praying for somebody else that's sick or suffering or going through a difficult time. You have the opportunity to ask God right then and there in the most powerful way you ever can in the Mass. The Let Us Pray is actually called the Collect, which is the priest collecting all the prayers of the people. So if each and every person in that prayer is offering their own personal and private prayer to God, the priest is gathering together and making them one communal offering. In order for this to actually happen, you have to have a prayer to present to God. It's so important. Your prayer matters. In that moment, in your mind and in your heart, offer that prayer to God. The moment comes and goes so fast. The priest says, "Let us pray," and there's silence. So let's paint the scene of what this could look like. You enter into Mass on Sunday, you go to Mass early, you're there, you're prepared. The opening song, the gathering hymn begins to go, the priest is walking down the aisle, and this time you're ready for it. You have the prayer that you want to offer. The priest says, "Let us pray." Could you imagine what God must be hearing at that moment if every single person in the church is offering their prayer to God, these thousands of prayers that are being presented to Him through the priest? You could ask God for anything, and He wants to answer your prayer. The amazing thing is, God is present. He hears your prayers, and He wants to answer them. You might even find that He answers it at that very Mass. Let us pray.